Sorry about this, Bill. Turn around. Over the last several weeks, as we lead up to WBAY's 70th anniversary, he has no idea. We've been profiling some of the people who've helped create our station's legacy. Tonight, Jeff Alexander looks back at this familiar face that you see every night. 40 years ago today, you walked through these doors. Take a look. This is your life, Bill.
Having the privilege to work in the WBAY newsroom for nearly 30 years, I can safely say there is no one more respected than Bill Jartz. A graduate of Clintonville High School in 1976.
But I remember him as a sophomore. He played tight end.
With tremendous hair, by the way, Bill accepted a football scholarship to play on the offensive line in Big Ten football at Northwestern University. In 1980, with a journalism degree in hand, Bill landed his first TV job, covering sports for Channel 7 in Wausau. 3 years later, WBAY came calling, and on this day, March 14th, 40 years ago, Bill arrived in Green Bay.
Catch Bill Jartz tonight on Action 2 News.
Over the next 2 years, Bill served as a sports reporter and weekend anchor before assuming the role of sports director in 1985. That position afforded Bill some amazing opportunities, covering the outdoors, local high school and college sports, and of course, the Packers. For years, Bill called Packers preseason games, and he led our station's coverage of Super Bowl 31 in New Orleans. Then in 1998, Bill followed in the footsteps of WBAY legend Chuck Ramsey and transitioned to the news desk, assuming the role of lead anchor on Action 2 News at 5, 6, and 10. He's been in that chair ever since, delivering Northeast Wisconsin's top-rated newscasts. But for all Bill has done for and meant to WBAY, it's his heart for community that has secured his unparalleled legacy in our region.
Brum, 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 wobbity, bobbity, lubbity, bubbity, clinkety, clankety, bing, bang, pop.
Bill's commitment to giving back and helping others is truly second to none. Over the last 30 years, Bill has emceed or served as auctioneer for literally thousands of events hosted by community organizations, groups, and churches. Bill has often said, if he can use his notoriety to help those less fortunate, well, then that's the right thing to do. The longtime voice of Lambeau Field.
Saving the remainder of your Green Bay Packers.
The man with a deep heart for community and the epitome of the character that is Action 2 News. We all say thank you to Bill Jartz for the past 40 years. And Bill, hey, there's no retiring yet, my friend. Jeff Alexander, Action 2 News, Green Bay.
And Bill's wonderful wife, Mary, is joining us.
And she baked for us.
What do you know? This is great because he literally had no
I had none.
idea.
I really
He
didn't.
was complaining that we were going into the show too short. He was like, oh, we don't have enough stories. This feels too light. What's going on?
He wanted the prompter rolled forward right ahead of the segment coming in.
Roll that prompter forward.
They told me to miss slot, let you go back and do sports for a little bit, so I just didn't show up.
Oh, but 40 years ago today, you walked in the door, so we're so very grateful for that.
Well, thanks. It's been a great run. It really has.
Yeah, and it's still going. I mean, we're rolling with it.
We're hoping anyway. I don't know.
And here you are with your real life wife and your TV wife. I know.
Good Lord, give me 2 arms
We're going to leave.
All right.
Thank you
Hooray,
all.
hooray,
Thank you for putting up with me,
hooray.
folks. Believe me. Trust me.
Wasn't that fun? Aren't you glad you tuned in? All right. Are we going to go to weather now? Is that what we're going to do? Okay. Let's go to weather.
I'm going to go eat some cake. You guys go take care of weather.